Hi everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making number 264 granny square of our 365 days of granny squares. This granny square is designed by Cynthia and it is called Strong Tower 6-inch square. And it's really pretty, using a lot of puff stitches today, working through 9 whole loops to make these giant puffs. And then in these corners there's even bigger puffs. Oh my gosh, these are so much fun to make. It did take quite a bit of yarn because we are yarning over quite a bit and using some extra yarn today. So the colors I'm using, just 3 different colors today. This is all Red Heart Super Saver yarn that I'm using. It's a 10 ply size 4 worsted weight medium yarn, but you can use any double knitting yarn or any worsted weight yarn scraps that you have available. But you can see I used a little bit more on the 3rd color that I used for the outer parts for the last 3 rounds, just because we are using quite a bit more with these puff stitches. Anytime you use puff stitches or make puff stitches, you use extra yarn. This square is probably around 6 inches, I think she said in her pattern. Make sure you follow along with the written pattern so you can see how to follow along and make this square using her pattern. Also, there's other links in the description of this video, so there's a link to my Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you share your photo of today's square today. I know I have to go and block my square. I haven't blocked it yet, but I will off camera. Just pin it down, and I explain how to do that later in the video. But before we start, there are links in the description. Like I said, there's a link to the Facebook, Instagram. Make sure you share your photo. Find today's post on Facebook of this square, and then share your photo in the description and tell me what you liked about this square. Do you guys like puff stitches? It does use a lot of yarn, but I love them. They are so fun and puffy and cute, kind of like popcorn stitches. Also, on Instagram, make sure to hashtag 365 days of granny square so I can see your square there as well. And you can Snapchat me also. I'm YARNutopia on Snapchat, so make sure you follow me there so you can see behind the scenes clips of what we do here at YARNutopia headquarters, and you can snap me a photo of what's on your hook today. Also, I have to say a huge thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make these videos with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for every single one of our videos. So make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that I in the corner of this video so that you can support YARNutopia so we can keep bringing you fantastic crochet tutorials. And thank you to those who have already supported YARNutopia. You guys are awesome. So now we can get started and work on Cynthia's design for a Strong Tower granny square, numbers 264. Let's start out with a slip knot, so put your short end over your long end, then fold this down and pull that through and pull tight, insert your hook, and we can start. So let's start out by chaining 4, so yarn over and pull through 1, yarn over and pull through 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to come all the way to the first chain way over here, and we're going to make a slip stitch to form a ring. So go into that chain, yarn over and pull through, just like that. So now we formed a ring. If you know how to start with the magic ring, you can start that way as well, but we're going to go right into round 1. We're just going to chain up 1. And then in this ring here, we're going to put 3 single crochet. So go into the ring, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's a single crochet. So again, go into the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2. Go into the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 3 single crochets. Now we're going to chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2. And then we're going to put 3 more single crochets into this ring. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So that's 1. Go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 2, and again, 3. And then we're going to do that again. So chain 2, 1 and 2, and put 3 more single crochets into the ring. 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 2, 1, 2, and put 3 more single crochets into the ring. 1, 2, and 3. Then to finish this round, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to slip stitch to the first single crochet of this round right here. Okay, so not this chain up 1 down here. We're going to go into the first single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. Just like that. So that's round 1. You can see here I can pull my straggler in the center to kind of close that center hole. I'll sew in that end. If you did a magic ring, that hole won't be there. You just pull tight and that hole in the center won't be there. But I'm going to go right into round 2. If you are changing color here, you can fasten off and then start in any single crochet after a corner chain 2 space. But I'm not going to change color yet. I'm just going to chain up 1. And go on to round 2 here. We're going to puff stitch in this stitch right here that we just slip stitched into. So a puff stitch is yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over and pull through and pull up just a little bit so it's even across here. Then yarn over, go into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through and pull up. Again, yarn over, go back in. Yarn over, pull through, and pull up. And one more time, we're going to yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, and pull up. So now we should have 9 loops on the hook. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then we're going to yarn over and draw through all 9 of those loops, and then chain 1. Just like that. Okay, that is a puff stitch. Then we're going to single crochet into the next stitch, which is right here. We're going to go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we're going to puff stitch into the next stitch right here. So yarn over, go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and one more time, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through. So now we have 9 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 9 of those loops, and then chain 1. Then, in this corner here, we're going to put a single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then chain 2, 1 and 2, and single crochet back into that same corner. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Just like that. And now we're just going to repeat around. So we're going to puff stitch into this next stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and one more time, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 9 loops on the hook, and then chain 1, then single crochet into the next stitch, then puff stitch into the next. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it'll be 4 times, and then you'll have 9 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 9, and then chain 1. And then in the corner, put a single crochet, chain 2, and a single crochet. And just do that for the rest of this round, and then I'll meet you up for round 3. Alright, when you're finished with round 2, I'm just going to finish off this corner here. You have to single crochet, chain 2, and then single crochet in there. Now we are going to slip stitch to the beginning puff stitch, so not this chain up 1 here, but actually go into the puff stitch, yarn over, pull through, and through. And at this point, I am going to fasten off. I'm just going to change color here. If you're not changing color, chain up 2 and go on to the next round with me. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut the yarn, pull it through, and pull tight. And if you are changing color, you can start in the same stitch that we just fastened off in, or in any puff stitch right after a corner. So I'm just going to go right into that same one that we fastened off with, and grabbing my next color, hooking that on the hook and pulling it through. Okay, and then we're going to chain up 2, so yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2, and that counts as our first half double crochet of this round. Now we are going to skip this chain 1 right here. I know it looks like a stitch, but we're actually going to skip that. And we're going to half double crochet into the single crochet here. So yarn over, go into the single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Then we're going to half double crochet into this puff stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And then we're going to skip over this chain 1 right here. Like I said earlier, it looks like a stitch, but we're just going to skip over that. And we're going to half double crochet into this single crochet. So yarn over, go into the single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Now in the corner chain 2 spaces, we are going to put a half double crochet, then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to put a half double crochet in there as well. Just like that. And then we're just going to repeat across. So half double crochet into this single crochet here, then half double crochet into the puff stitch, skip the chain 1 here, and half double crochet into the single crochet, then half double crochet into the puff stitch, then skip the chain 1 here, and then half double crochet into this single crochet. And then in the corner, put a half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet. I'm going to untangle my yarn and do that. If you have to, follow along with the written pattern. Otherwise, I'm going to untangle this and then I'll meet you up at the end of round 3. After you make your last corner, you still have to half double crochet in the last single crochet here on this first side. So still half double crochet in there before you slip stitch to the beginning. And when you're ready, we have to slip stitch to this chain up 2 here. So 1, 2, right into that chain up 2, go in, yarn over and pull through, and pull through that loop on your hook and pull tight. And there's round 3. So now going on to round 4, if you want to, you can change color. Just start in a 3rd half double crochet on a side. So right after the corner, there's a half double crochet, and then, or just start in the stitch that you fasten off in. I'm going to keep the same color for this round. We're going to do another puff stitch round. We're going to chain up 1, and we're going to puff stitch into the same stitch that we just slip stitched into. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, pull up, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through and pull up, yarn over, go in. It's going to be kind of tough because it is a chain. It's not actually a legit stitch. Okay, then yarn over, pull through and pull up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to do it one more time for 9 loops on the hook. Oops. Yeah, that is a little difficult. There we go. And then yarn over and pull through all 9 loops and then chain 1. There's our puff stitch. Okay, now we're going to single crochet into the next stitch. So right in here, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Then in the next stitch, we're going to puff stitch in there. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, and one more time, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 9 loops, and then chain 1, then single crochet in the next stitch, and then puff stitch in the next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then single crochet into the last stitch here. Okay, then in the corner, let's see here, puff in the next, we're going to put a half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet, all in the same corner. So remember, a half double crochet is yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and then we're just going to go on this side here. Let's see here, we're going to puff stitch in the next. So this first stitch on this side, puff stitch, then chain 1, single crochet in the next, and then puff in the next, single crochet in the next, puff in the next, single crochet in the next, until you get to the next corner. And in the corner, we're putting a half double crochet, chain 2, and a half double crochet. So it's fairly simple. So if you need to, follow along with the written pattern. Otherwise, I will meet you up at the end of this round. We'll go on to round 5, and I'm going to change color. Alright, when you come back around, you still have to make that puff stitch, and then we have to single crochet into this last stitch here before we slip stitch to the beginning. And we're going to slip stitch to the first puff stitch, okay, so not this chain up 1 right here. We're actually going to go into the puff stitch, yarn over, pull through, and through. Alright, now I am going to fasten off here and change color. If you're not changing color, chain up 2 and go on to round 5. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, pull it through and pull tight. And we're going to start in the same stitch or in a second puff stitch on a side. So you see this one puff stitch, this is the second puff stitch. We're going to start right in there where we fastened off. And I'm grabbing my last color here, hooking it on the hook and pulling it through. Okay, and then we're going to chain up 2. So yarn over, pull through, 1 and 2, and that's going to count as our first half double crochet of this row or round here. We're going to skip over this chain 1 space here, or this chain 1 after the puff stitch, and we're going to half double crochet into the single crochet. So we're going to half double crochet into each single crochet and each puff stitch, but we're going to skip over the chain 1 spaces of finishing the puff stitches. You know, those, it doesn't really look like a chain 1 space, but it is a chain 1 to finish off your puff stitch. So we're going to skip over those. So we're just going to half double crochet into the puff stitch and then skip over to the single crochet and half double crochet in there. And we're going to also half double crochet into the half double crochet of this corner. And then in the corner spaces right here, we're going to put a double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 more loops. That is a double crochet. Then we have to chain 2, 1, 2, and double crochet back into that same corner. So we're going to yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And then we're going to half double crochet into each stitch on the side here. So in this half double crochet, put a half double crochet. In the puff stitch, put a half double crochet. Skip the chain 1 and put a half double crochet in the single crochet. And just repeat, half double crochet in the puff stitch, skip the chain 1, half double crochet in the single crochet, half double crochet in the next puff stitch, skip the chain 1, half double crochet in the single crochet, half double crochet in the puff stitch, skip the chain 1, half double crochet in the single crochet, and half double crochet into the half double crochet here until you get to your corner. And we're going to put a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. So if you need to, follow along with the written pattern, otherwise I'll just meet you up for round 6. When you come back around, you'll have to do these last 3 half double crochets in the side of our beginning side here, and then slip stitch to the beginning, chain up 2 right here, go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Now I'm going to keep the same color, so if you want to fasten off, just start in the same stitch that we fastened off in and go on to the next round, round 6 with me. We're just going to chain 1 and single crochet into the same stitch. So just go back in, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Okay, that's a single crochet. Then we're going to puff stitch in the next stitch. So just like we've been doing these puff stitches with the 9 loops on the hook, we're going to puff stitch in there, chain 1, and then single crochet in the next. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that until we get to the corner, and then in the corners we're doing something different. So single crochet, then puff stitch in the next, then chain 1, then single crochet in the next, then puff in the next, and then single crochet in the next. Make sure you chain 1 after your puff stitch to secure it, and then puff in this last one here, Okay, and now in the corners, well, chain 1 here. So now in the corner, let's see here, you may need to single crochet in here if you want to end this each side with a single crochet. So whether it's in that chain 1 or that first chain of the chain 2 corner here, or if it's in the same stitch, I'm just going to go in that chain 1 there, that first chain of the corner, just single crochet. And then once you're in the corner, we are going to put a double crochet. Okay. Then we're going to chain 1. And now we're going to put something called a Cornerstone Puff, which is basically a puff stitch, but we're going to yarn over and pull through until we have 15 loops on our hook. So a pretty big puff stitch. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through. That's 3 loops. This is 5, this is 7, this is 9, 11, 13, and 15. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through all 15 loops and then chain 1. That's a big puff stitch. Then we're going to double crochet back into that same corner space. So yarn over, go back in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. And there's our corner. Then we're going to puff stitch, or I'm sorry, first single crochet in this first stitch here. Then puff stitch in the next. So a regular puff stitch with just 9 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 9, and then single crochet, or I'm sorry, chain 1. Then single crochet in the next stitch and puff in the next. Okay, and just do that all the way around. Make sure in the corners then you're putting a double crochet, chain 1, then one of those big puff stitches with 15 loops on your hook, and then chain 1 and put another double crochet in that corner. Okay, if you need to rewind to see how I did that corner, otherwise follow along with the written pattern. But I'll meet you up then at the end of round 6. We'll go on to round 7 together. Make sure you finish this round with these last few stitches on this beginning side, and then slip stitch to the beginning single crochet. Make sure you chain that 1 after your last puff stitch, and then slip stitch to the single crochet, okay? Not this chain up 1 here. We're going to go into the single crochet, yarn over, pull through, and through. And now we're going to go on to our last round, round 7. We're going to chain up 2, 1, 2, that counts as a half double crochet, and we're going to half double crochet into each stitch, so into this next puff stitch, half double crochet in there. So we're going to skip over the chain 1s of after the puff stitches. We're just going to put a half double crochet into each single crochet and in each puff stitch. And you can notice I'm not even changing color here. I'm just going to half double crochet around. In the corners, we're putting a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet, and I'll show you how to do that once I get to the next corner here. Okay, so we're going to go into this double crochet, and you can do one in this chain 1 space after the double crochet if you want. Doesn't really matter. But now into this puff stitch, into this cornerstone puff stitch, we're going to put a double crochet, then chain 2, and then a double crochet. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And if you want to, in this corner here, you could put a a half double crochet into this chain 1 space after the cornerstone puff stitch there. And then in each stitch across here, we're going to put a half double crochet. So half double crochet in the double crochet, half double crochet in the single crochet, and half double crochet in the puff stitch. But skip over these chain 1 spaces after puff stitches. And then the cornerstone puff stitch in the corners, we're putting a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet for the corner. So just do that if you need to follow along with the written pattern, otherwise I'll meet you up when I'm about to fasten off. Alright, when you finish, we want to, I just had to half double crochet along this beginning side here. Skip that last chain 1 there and slip stitch to your beginning chain up 2. So go into the top there, yarn over, pull through, and then we can fasten off. So chain 1, cut your yarn, pull it through, and pull tight. If you want to, you can go on to making more rounds. Just do like a single crochet or a half double crochet or even a double crochet round. But I'm going to sew in this end and be done with number 264 granny square. A big, huge thank you to Cynthia for allowing us to use this pattern in our project. Make sure you did follow along with this pattern, with her written pattern that is linked in the description of this video, or you can also find the link on the website for the 365 Days of Granny Squares page on YARNutopia.com. This may need a little bit of blocking, you know, just pin it down to a towel or a board or something and kind of shape it and then spray it with some water and let it dry. But there it is. All those puffs, oh my goodness, it looks so fabulous. So thank you so much for watching and learning how to make today's granny square. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to share your photos on Facebook and Instagram and hashtag 365 Days of Granny Squares and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your square as well. So thanks again for watching, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hooking!